Good morning, Eastern Avenue. This is Jeff Price, your missionary in Bolivia. Just wanted to send a quick video to say thank you for your partnership with Sandra and myself. We're privileged to represent you. As you may have known if you've read our prayer letters, we are currently in the States, kind of got hung up here with COVID. And last year the airline canceled our flights and advised us to come back after the first of the year. So our plan is to return to Bolivia in February. And we would ask you to pray about that because Bolivia is now going through a second wave with COVID and they're placing restrictions in place. And so, there is some uncertainty there, but we would ask you to pray for wisdom for us, when returning, and also for the people of Bolivia. It's a very hard time because when Bolivia shuts down, they really shut down. Last year, they went 7 months where the churches were not even able to have services, and we're anticipating that we may see that again due to the COVID restrictions. And when they do this, the only people that are allowed out are medical personnel or policemen, military folks, and some food vendors. And then they allow people out one morning a week for 3 hours at a time, depending upon the ID number that they have. And they're allowed out to replenish their supplies. But unfortunately, many of them are not working, and when they don't work, they don't have the money to replenish. So, we've seen some ministry opportunities with that where we've been able to partner with our church there in Bolivia, actually while we've been here, partner with them to be able to send bags of food, just some staples and whatnot, just $10 or $15, in a bag just to kind of sustain a family for a week. And through that, every time a bag of food is delivered, there's the gospel presentation is made, tracts are given out. We've seen over 200 people call on the name of Christ for forgiveness of their sins, and so we count that as a win, even in a bad time. And it seems one of the things that we've noticed with COVID is that as things have gotten complicated, God's people have gotten creative. And one of our churches that we started last February, there's a national pastor in place there. And we started to work with him, and he started having Zoom meetings. And of all things, he's having a Zoom meeting with Bolivians in Los Angeles and Bolivians in New Mexico. And so opportunities arise, even in the most difficult of times. So I would ask you to pray, as we go through this situation, figuring out when we can get back to the field with the COVID restrictions and whatnot, but also for the new works. I mean, if you remember, Sandra and I helped restore a church when we first got back on the field. And then last September we started a new work, and in February we started a new work. So a lot going on with those two works, but times are uncertain there as well. I want you to know that you folks, I remember Pastor Jim when he scheduled us to come see you 5 years ago now. Y'all were the very first church on our schedule, and your partnership with us has been a blessing to us. You've always been an encouragement. And every now and then I get an opportunity to send a note or some prayer requests to you, and I know that you folks are praying for us. I want you to know that we couldn't do what we do without you doing what you do right there. We love you and appreciate you, and thank you for entrusting us with the privilege of representing you in Bolivia.